hostess with the most is Donna Smith, aka what? Lady D. How y'all doing? I want to apologize for not being able to get with you yesterday. Yesterday was a busy day for me, and I had appointments and stuff like that, and had to leave work early and go to a couple of appointments. But I'm good. I'm here. I'm enjoying the Friday. Came out here. It was a little bit of sunshine, and I'm feeling that. I thought it was going to be a real cold one, but it's cool. So, how's everybody's Friday? Are you ready for the weekend? What you got planned? What you got planned? Care to share? So, anyway, my afternoon thoughts today, you guys. I just was kind of kicking some stuff around in my mind about there comes times when we all need somebody to talk to, and you you try to keep it in the arena of someone that you trust. um a lot of times you try to keep it in the zone of a close friend or a relative, uh, brother, sister, cousin, something like that. And sometimes folks get really into sharing a lot with their parents, their mom, their dad, and it'd be really sensitive stuff about the person that you are with. Now, there are some things that may be okay to talk to mom about or dad about, but when it comes to really hardcore issues that you're having in your relationship, it's better for you and that person to work it out, to talk about it, to keep it in your own arena, to keep it in. I think I'm having problems with the sun is changing faces on me. But anyway, keep it in your own arena of you and your partner dealing with it, because what happens is a lot of times is just that comfortability of, your mother knows you very well. And I know I can't speak for men. I don't know if men are more comfortable speaking to daddy or if they're comfortable speaking to their mama, but I know women go to mommy a lot, and you may think that you are done with this person, that is over, and that you are finished. So you end up saying so much, hey baby, you end up talking about so much to your mother about the person you're with. And all the bad things, all the horrible things, all the he did this to me things, he did that, and why did I let him do this, and you start talking about those things, and mommy don't forget, just like daddy don't forget. And then, excuse the noise, you guys, that's a FedEx truck going by. And then you turn around and you end up staying with that person. You know what I mean? You end up making this a situation where, okay, we made up, we gonna work it out, and I didn't told all the business. I didn't threw the person under the bus, up under the car, everywhere, by telling. So then mommy is looking at the situation cockeyed. She's looking at, she don't even like them no more. She used to like them. She don't even like them. She can't stand the sight of them. She's mad and want to go off on them because of what they've done to you, because you told too much. And then you end up wanting to stay with the person. Now, mind you, if you are, excuse me, you guys, I just ate a hot dog and everything, and I didn't even get it all off. I'm sorry, y'all. um, Mind you, if you are sure, 100% sure that you are done with that person, that you're absolutely done, then it don't matter if you do say whatever, because you're not going to be with them. And so that's why the rule of thumb is to keep your business to yourself. Unless you're in a situation where you're being abused and your life is being threatened, or you're scared or whatever. When you have to tell family, you have to tell the authorities, you have to get people involved, because that's a whole different situation. But just because they didn't come home last night, or just because y'all had an argument about some girl has called you because she's saying that he's sleeping with her. And you don't know if this is true or not, but this is what some people will just call you and say whatever because they got your number, and it ain't nothing going on. They just trying to disrupt and cause problems in your relationship so they can have them or have her. So beware of those calls and what people say. If you can't prove it, or you don't have the proof right there, or you haven't seen it, I wouldn't get caught up in believing it. So, therefore, you guys have had your little bouts because of what you've heard, or what you think your gut is, or whatever, and you tell your mom, and then you end up staying with that person, and mom is looking at them like, I don't respect that no more. They did my daughter what? They did my son what? And now he's stuck in a situation, my son, because you don't even know if the baby is his, because she was a Bob. I mean, that kind of, okay, but you gonna still stay with him. So it's always best when you're dealing with relationships issues is for you and your partner to deal with your issues. You and your partner to work out your issues. If you can't work them out, y'all gonna have to split it out. I mean, that's just the bottom line. And that even goes into, you have those who run their mouth and talk to their friends as well about everything that's going on. The bad, the good, the wonderful, the different new positions you guys have just embarked upon, the fluffy bed mattress that's been turned upside down, everything. They just know everything. And then you have a situation where you didn't put too much out there, and you may have this close friend that you would never think, and they end up, being single and miserable, or maybe they ain't single. Maybe they with somebody that they ain't getting it like that, and it starts to pique their interest, and they know all your business because you're telling it, and so there you have it. So it's just always good. I just had to get that out there, to deal with your issues with who you are with. That's who matters. That's who is involved in this. That's who is most important in this. You're not sleeping with your parents. You're not sleeping with your friends. You're not sleeping with your cousins and your uncles and aunties and all that. It's you and your relationship. And I think that's where a lot of relationships fail, is because they have allowed too much of everything else to get in the midst of theirs. They have allowed just absolutely too much. And then before you know it, the damage has been done. You can't get too pissed off at that friend that you done told every angle, every step, every situation, about every situation. And they're human, just like anybody else. And their situation is miserable, just like a lot of people. So you can't get too mad at them because you ran your mouth, you know. So that's something just to keep in mind. Keep your mouth shut. Deal with your situation. Work with your partner, okay? Work with your partner at all times. And I know that sometimes it's really hard and difficult when you have I've had people come to me and say, well, my dude or my girl is not good with communication. I've tried to communicate with them and let them know that I'm feeling some kind of way, that we're having some kind of issues, and they shut down. They shut down. They don't want to be bothered. They don't want to talk about it. They come back later. Well, they say they're going to come back later and talk about it, but then they never do. And then when it's brought up again, they say, well, I thought we had let that go. Why are you bringing up old stuff? I thought we had gotten past that. Never really dealt with it. How did we get past it? Just another day has went by, right? So you have those that find it very, very difficult to communicate. And then you have that scenario where the person is claiming that you're doing nothing but what do they call it? Nagging. You're just being a nag. Every time I turn around, you just nag, nag, nag. Every time I talk to you, you just nag, nag, nag. Every time I want to do something nice for you, you just nag, nag. You never resolve the issues. And a lot of times, it's just so much easier to throw dirt on something. It's so much easier to say, you know what? I don't really want to go there with the stress, with the energy, with none of that. We're dealing with this. So I'm just going to throw some dirt on it. And hopefully it'll stay in the ground and won't surface back up. And like I had mentioned in a previous video, things just root. You can throw all the dirt you want to throw on it. It's gonna root, and it's gonna sooner or later grow and explode a big tree. Yep, that's exactly what's gonna happen. And then you have to deal with that and some. So go ahead on and just find a way, even if you're not a great communicator, find a way to work with your partner. Perhaps they're going to talk a lot more because they're more of an extrovert, you're more of an introvert. But when it comes to your relationship and what you guys are trying to build, it's only two factors, and that's you and that person. So you and that person is going to have to try to work together and build something dynamic together. They could talk all they want, but if you're not being an active participant in the communication, eh, I mean, what can I say? Some of it may absorb in and you may hear some of it, but then some of it may go out the window. And then the part that you do hear, they don't know that you've heard it because you're not communicating that you've heard it. I'm telling you, some people will just sit there the whole time you talking. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, do you hear me? Yeah, I hear you. Do you have anything to say? No, I ain't got nothing to say. Well, how come? Because I ain't got nothing to say. I'm listening. You complain about me not listening. I'm listening. So you got those who will proclaim to be listening during the doggone communication and situation when they probably had tuned you down a long time ago, and they just there, but nothing is penetrating. And how would you know if it's penetrating if they're not communicating? So that is so very important. You just have some who will complain about, I can't even go there with trying to communicate because they shut down. Excuse me, you guys. I almost sneezed, but it didn't come. You ever had that feeling when you gotta, it's there? It's like right there. Remind me of something else. It's just right there, but it just won't come. It just won't come. Ah. So anyway, it just won't come, but it'll come in a little bit. It's gonna come. So, you gotta remember to do that. And then, I was speaking to someone today. They was planning this very romantic weekend coming up with their partner, and I was just so overjoyed and happy for them because the excitement that they seem to have had doing that. And not only were they going to enjoy it, but they know that they were going to enjoy it as a couple. And it was just the thought and it was the energy put behind it. And, you can plan things that don't take a whole lot. You don't have to do an 8 day Caribbean cruise or anything like that. I mean, you can, but you don't have to make it worth the effort. I mean, there's things locally that you can come up with and do. Taking nice drives. This is the time of year, the spring and the summer, where it is so beautiful out here. Just to get up on a Saturday morning or Sunday morning or Friday late day, take a day off work and say, let me take a drive to Half Moon Bay or, Pebble Beach or Carmel or Napa, or something like that where it's not that far. Even going down to Cash Creek, look, the Indian Gambling Casino. They have nice rooms down there now, and sometimes great entertainment or just a little gamble, a little eat, a little, R&R. Um, just a little closeness. The drive in itself is cool. So you can plan things like that. That doesn't take a lot. Nowadays, yeah, it may take a lot as far as gas is up the yang. But, cut down on something that you normally do and just save a little extra for some gas and, get a nice little room for at least 2 nights. Now, if you want to do 2 days and a night, that's fine. But make it worth the effort and time to be able to pamper, become close, and to get away somewhat. Those type of things don't take much, but it's the effort and it's the energy put behind making it do so. I was also talking to someone about, they have those little um romantic couple bay cruises, where you can go to Frisco and get on the boat, and you can go to Alameda or you can go to Oakland, and you get on these little ferry boats, and they have a few hours of couple bonding, and a little drink, a little lunch, a little something to eat, a little music, a little dance, a little cheek to cheek, a little something romantic in the evening for a couple of hours. Stuff like that doesn't take a lot, but it's all about the effort. It's all about the effort with you and yours. And then a host of other things will transpire. Some people will say, well, they don't never want to get together with me on an intimate level. Every time I turn around and talk about intimacy, especially in the bedroom, which intimacy, grown folks, starts outside the bedroom. Making love to someone's mind, mental, heart, spirit, all that first will add up to the greatest intimacy in the bedroom that you could even imagine. But you have got to put in the work in other areas too. Because just because you're a stud and you're wonderful in that bedroom, don't mean that everything else, all the other dots are connecting right. Because that person could be extremely emotionally disconnected from you. Okay? You may be connected physically somewhat, but not totally, because you need that mental to really make it a solid physical connection. You can go and physically bond and get with anybody. You can pick someone up at the club, on the street, on the block, at a party. You can pick somebody up and get some physical bonding together. That's very easy to do. But that's not the whole a la mode. That's just getting something off in the moment. But in order to have that complete emotional, intimate connection, you need a lot more. And that's why it's important to build upon things that is so worth everything, more than money could buy, before you get to the physical part. because that's the explosive end. You want to build upon a friendship, a connection, a mental connection, a stimulating connection, a spiritual connection. You want to be able to bond on levels that go way far and beyond just that 15-minute, 20-minute physical bonding of clapping. Because once the clap is over, the clap is over. Okay? And that's all you got. So make it a focus, make it something that you work on doing in regards to being more creative, being more spontaneous, not always being the one on the receiving end, but on the giving end also. Because both of you should be actively trying to plan and do nice things for and with one another. Now, I must say, in being a woman, especially when you're newly dating someone, you do kind of allow the man to be the one to throw the bait and, capture his prey in whatever way he can in the beginning. But after a few dates or so, it's nice for a woman to come up with an idea of something that maybe perhaps she plans, especially if you're even in a relationship. um you both should take turns planning. you know a good rule of thumb is, if you have your date nights twice a month. Some people only get one once a month where they do a date night where they actually go out somewhere. Take turns planning. Or if you do it twice a month, this week I'm gonna plan something good for us to do. Something. Whether it's a movie night, dinner, whatever, I'm gonna plan it. And then 2 weeks later, you're gonna plan. And you keep the rotation going of every other week, one of you plans something. That will keep the creativity, the spontaneous behavior and all that stuff active, and you both will be included, where it's just not one-sided. It's not just, well, I'm the one that's always talking about let's do, and I'm the one that's always on the internet trying to find something and hooking something up and booking something. And yeah, you come along, but I've done all the work. Sometimes I want you to work and do the work and surprise me. Sometimes I want you to be the one, the creative one, even if it's not a surprise, just to come out and say, well, babe, can you try to get Saturday off? Because I know you usually work Saturdays, but I got a plan for us to take a ride down to, I don't know, somewhere, Reno. I got plans for us to do something like that. So I just thought that little nice little drive, looking at the mountains, playing some good little music, maybe having us a little sip or whatever we do. I want to do it with you. Wow, pow. Everything else is gonna be gravy after that. So you have to put in the effort. You can't expect for the other person to always be the one to be creative. It's, you're going to sometimes have a partner that's more creative than the other, somebody that's more organized than the other, someone who could cook better than the other, someone who's more better with organizing than the other. The other one is a hot mess with organizing anything, but you're more on. So the opposites, they attract and they balance. You both don't want to be great in the same things, because then it's not that balance. It's a battle of we both, it becomes boring. So when you have the balance of your strengths, your weaknesses, my weaknesses, and we come together and boom, boom, bam, um, and you learn and develop certain things from that person that's great in certain areas. Some people are more of planners. They're more better at party planning. They're more better at planning trips. They're more better at just, planning for the future, all that. And the other person kind of drags with it. They're not as creative with their thoughts. They have the energy and they want to, but they don't have the skill set to really be able to do it the way you do. So they clutch on and they learn from you, and you both can balance. But they may be awesome with something else. They awesome with keeping the bills. They awesome with cooking. They awesome with communication. They're awesome with writing. I mean, they got their little stuff too. So you guys come together, right? It's not always about heading straight in to the physical, the clap clap, and that's it. And for you who think it is, you need to think twice, because think back to anything lasting that you may have had when you had the focus only on the physical, when it was all about the physical. You got the self-fulfillment as far as the physical bonding, but what are you with that person still? And if you are with that person still, what else do you have to bring to the table, or they, that will help balance and complement your relationship other than the physical? Where's the stimulation other than the physical? Think about that. You know, can you do things together? Do you have the same likes and dislikes? Do you even know their favorite flower, their favorite perfume, their favorite food? Do you know their favorite place to go? Do you know the type of movies they like to watch? Do you know the type of trips they like to take? Do you know their fears? Do you know certain things that they're dealing with, their insecurities? Are they afraid of heights? Are they afraid of flying? Are they afraid of swimming? Do you know these things? Get in tune, in touch with the likes and dislikes and fears of the person that you're trying to build something upon. It's not just about the physical. So when you think about a situation that you may have that is on the level of just the physical, what else do you have when that's over? How long will this last? What if the physical ends? What if one of you guys can't get physical anymore? What if you can't clap anymore? What if clapping has become such a big challenge that you put it on the back burner, and now what? What do you have in common with one another? What really matters? Okay? You've been together 15 years and you still trying to find out what really matters outside of what's in that little box. Come on now. Life is for the living. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your focus. Don't waste your energy on anything that's not going to elevate you in more ways than not. This is your hostess with the mostest, Donna Smith, aka Lady D, with some afternoon thoughts. I hope that these messages today has touched someone and will make a difference. Share, care, and subscribe, okay? Hit that bell, thumbs up. Be notified when I do my videos, when I do my talk shows, when I do everything, to let you know that I am ready to have some grown folks stimulating talk with you. On that note, have a great Friday. You guys be safe. Enjoy your weekend. I'm going to really try to enjoy mine. I'm going to a great concert this weekend. Hey, I can't wait. Yes. So anyway, have fun, y'all. Bye.